Limited run. You have gotten a lot of my money this month, that's for sure. That's right, folks, your eyes have not deceived you. I bought 17 blind boxes from Limited Run, which is an online physical release video game company, and I am going to open them all up on camera for you today. Caleb, why 17? Why did you stop there? Well, that was the point where either they went out of stock or my wallet just started audibly weeping. I can't remember which one happened first, but I've just been really curious. I've never actually opened up a blind box before, and I was wondering whether these are basically like vehicles for them to sell off all of their titles that don't sell very well, or whether it's possible to really get some solid, coveted gems inside these puppies. So I'm hoping that's something that we're going to be able to discover together today. I've got 5 that are actually PSVR, and then the other 12 are regular old PlayStation 4. I really wanted to get some of the Switch blind boxes, but by the time I realized that they were going on sale, this all happened in their like beginning of the year January sale, they had already sold out, so I was really bummed. But we did get a really solid number to open up on camera today. I think I spent like $600 to $700, so this will be officially my second most expensive video that I have shot on this channel so far, but I'm hoping that it's super entertaining. So without further ado, I'm gonna get into this first box right here. These boxes were 35 a piece, I believe. I'll have to double check on the website. It was either 30 or 35. They ended up selling out pretty quick. Oh, interesting. Okay, it looks like it's just a flap right here so that we can open it up and see together what it is. The first one is Caro Blaster. So the other part, oh cool, and it looks like they each come with one of the limited run trading cards as well. I know nothing about these cards, if there are some that are more or less valuable. I would guess maybe the ones that correspond to like earlier releases would be a bit more sought after. But the other part of what I'm going to do for all these titles in this video is look up with you guys what these titles are actually going for, so we have an idea of whether or not it was worth the cost. All right, so I did look it up. These things were $30 a piece, so not as bad of a buy cost as I thought, but unfortunately the last sealed copy of this game to go on eBay went for $23 plus shipping, so we're definitely losing money on that one. Unfortunately, the Switch version of that game actually goes for like 60 or 70 in sealed condition, so I'm telling you folks, we missed out on that Switch blind box opportunity. But here is the next PlayStation 4 one right here. Let's see what we got here. Cravel? Is that how you say that? Cravel? With a nice little trading card here as well. Let's check the value on that guy. Okay, it's not Cravel. What is this? Okay, I'm scanning the barcode here. Oh, Crawl. Crawl is the name of this game. Okay, that's not a good sign. There's one listed right immediately here for $30 plus shipping. Let's check the solds. Ooh, wow, a graded copy went for 99 bucks. That's pretty impressive. But the last sold was $25 plus shipping for this game, so that one is a loss as well. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do one of the PSVR boxes at this point. Our first one, we'll see how this turns out. As I'm getting this guy open, definitely let me know in the comments, one, what your thoughts are on limited run blind boxes in general, and also if you have a favorite limited run title that you like, whether it's for PlayStation or Switch or whatever. I'd really be interested to hear that in the comments because it may dictate what titles I try to play in the future. All right, next up we have here Race the Sun on the PSVR. There is the trading card that I ended up getting. What I'll probably do with the trading cards is usually they go really well in lots on eBay for me. Maybe I'll look them up individually, see if there are any gems, but let's figure out the value on this guy. Okay, so this one, not as bad. $42 with free shipping is the last and only sold on this, which I'm not gonna complain about. Make, you know, a few bucks after shipping and fees, not too bad. All right, next, PlayStation 4. Now, I am giving the eBay sold numbers on all of these. I'm probably not going to end up selling most of them on eBay. In reality, what I'll probably do is try to actually trade them, both with members of my Discord community, or if you see anything that you really like from this batch here. All right, this is Nova 111, it looks like. There is the trading card that it came with as well. Let's see if this holds any value. Oof, that is rough. There's one of these listed right now for $20 with free shipping. So this is probably one of the least valuable limited run titles I've really ever seen. Not the best. Anyway, what I was saying is if you see any of these titles that you are interested in and would be wanting to make a deal, especially if you have limited run Switch stuff that you would want to trade, and especially if you would want to give a somewhat favorable deal to your favorite YouTube content creator right here, you can definitely reach out to me on Instagram or via the email in my description. Those are always there. Okay, the next one, this looks maybe a little bit promising. Why are all these titles so hard to read? Croixler? Am I saying that right? That just does not sound right, but let's see. Okay, so it looks like I was potentially pronouncing it right. Croixler? I'm not gonna try to say that again. Sigma is the second part of that name. Okay, so there were some listed high, but in reality, the most recent solds it looks like went for like 26 with free shipping. So this one, not a ton of value either. The reason that I was a little bit more optimistic about this in particular is that oftentimes JRPGs do well because they have such a big cult following. But unfortunately, it looks like this one may be the exception to that rule. Another PS4. The sad thing about all this and getting all these titles that like don't really hold their value or the same value as the mystery box itself is that I totally could have sold these in lots on eBay for like in the $50 neighborhood each. I did see one listing that had sold that was 10 of them that sold for $500, so maybe a bit of a missed opportunity there, but if I had, I wouldn't be able to share all this with you guys. So PS4 number 5 or something, we've got Astabreed? Astabreed? Is that maybe how that's pronounced? Let's see if it is worth anything here. For anyone who's wondering, the process that I'm going through for this is I'll just pull up my eBay app here and scan the barcode. Okay, this one is somewhat promising. Looks like there are a good number listed at $59.99 with free shipping. Let's check on the solds though, because that is where the proof is. Okay, check this out. We've got 56, 52, 55, all sold right here. Looks like it's a game that sells fairly often. So this is actually our best game that we have gotten so far. Yeah, Astabreed. I'll take that one right to the bank. So it has been confirmed, folks. You can get games that are worth more than $30 in limited run blind boxes. I don't know if there have been many other videos like this on YouTube already. Maybe you guys already knew that, but let's have a look-see at this next PS4. And we have Home. All right, that is one that I can't pronounce. A unique horror adventure. That gets my hopes up a little bit as well because horror is a genre that people tend to really like as well. I guess one thing that I maybe should be looking at on these as well is the number. This is where you can tell like what number in the series of this particular console it is. So this is the 77th game that was released by Limited Run on the PlayStation 4, I believe. But let's check the value real quick here. Okay, we've got some listed new for 50. Let's check the solds. Okay, again, not bad. We've got 54 plus shipping. That one was a Canadian listing. And then also have one for 45 with free shipping. So safe to say this one is also a title that is worth more than 30 bucks. All right, I think it's high time that we did our second PSVR unboxing of the day. I do have to give it to Limited Run a little bit. I think the packaging on these, the like asymmetrical box, and also the little blind box logo icon here, it's all pretty classy. I really like the overall buyer experience. All right, the title we have is Neon Wall. Oh, and we've got a cool Star Wars collectible card there. Maybe that'll be worth something. I have no idea. All right, looking at the value here, looks like the only two solds went for $38 and $34 with free shipping and plus shipping, so around a $38 game all in, which I'm definitely not gonna complain about. Oh, okay, the interesting thing on this is this says, okay, Limited Run VR 04. So I think that means this is only the fourth VR game, PSVR game released from Limited Run, which is kind of cool. As far as limited run games go that I have played personally, I know I've played Super Meat Boy, definitely had some fun with that, didn't get all that far in it. I'm not like a super intense gamer, truth be told, but I did really like some of the mechanics of that game. I played Windjammers as well. Oop, the card fell out. Oh, that's really a shame. Look at this, the card got all like crushed up in there. That kind of stinks. This was number 510, Gravity Ghost. Hopefully that wasn't like a super valuable one or something. But yeah, look at that. You can see even here it got like bent up a little bit. I don't know if that was like a packaging mistake or what happened there. But it looks like the game that we got is Bloodstained Curse of the Moon on the PlayStation 4. Is it just me, or did this game actually release on the PlayStation 4 and switched? Or am I thinking of a different Bloodstained game? Let's open this guy up and see what kind of value it goes for. Oh my goodness. All right, folks, this is definitely the best one that we have opened so far. Wow, that is wild. So it looks like there are a couple different cover art variants for this, but they're all going between like $145 and $200. Well, that one didn't. That one went for $124. But either way, this is like well over $100 game on the PS4. New sealed, of course. Wow, that is really cool to find, and definitely confirmation that they're not stacking these only with titles that they can't get off the shelves any other way. That's definitely a pleasant surprise. I have to say, the other thing that I really like about this packaging is the way that it just like opens up and it's like a grand reveal and you have the card right here. It's just it's a whole experience buying one of these. I definitely recommend picking some up when they're back in stock. By the way, if anybody was wondering, this video is not sponsored in any way. Limited Run has absolutely no idea who I am. I don't think I've ever made a video about their games before, but if anyone from Limited Run sees this and does want to do some sort of a thing, I'm open to it. Here we go. This is the next PSVR game, Tokyo Chronos. Okay, that one looks kind of interesting too, and we've got another one of the Star Wars trading cards there. Oh, okay. Looks like the only one sold of this game went brand new for $72 plus shipping. So this is another really solid title that we just got in this mystery box. Definitely happy to see that. There were a good number of other ones listed, and I guess actually there were a couple others that sold. Okay, yeah, that was the issue. I accidentally typed in PS and VR as 2 words. When I changed it, it actually shows that there were a few sold in February for like more in the $40 to $45 range. So not as good of a value as I was thinking on this game, but still, you know, well over $30, so I'll definitely take that. And in case anybody is wondering, I did not buy these primarily as like an investment or to try to get my money back. I didn't really expect to, honestly, and I really wouldn't recommend it. I mean, it doesn't really seem like a worthwhile gamble to me. There's better stuff to do with your money, but if you're looking to, especially if you would want to play a lot of these games anyway, it is kind of fun. Next one we have is Oregon Trail Complete Edition. I think I've heard good things about this game. I'm gonna have to see. It doesn't really look like I expected it to. Am I thinking of a different Oregon Trail? Is there another Oregon Trail? I don't really know. I'm gonna look up the value on this thing. All right, got a couple listed for 50. So yeah, looks like this one goes for the like 40 to 50 range as well, which is perfectly acceptable to me. Another PlayStation 4. Folks, if you are still here and you have not hit the like or subscribe button yet, would definitely appreciate it if you did. That would make me feel like all of this was totally worth it. Not that it's not worth it anyway, because honestly, it's been really fun. Next one we have up is Actotum 90. A game about robots, explosions, lasers, and something else that I cannot read. I have to admit, this whole process is making me kind of question my literacy right now. Lasers and sadness apparently was the thing that I missed. I do like the art on this, I have to admit. Aw, sad face. Yeah, this game is definitely about sadness for me. Looks like the last one to sell sold for $20 with free shipping, which is not ideal. All right, this is the next second to last PlayStation VR game here. We have Ace of Seafood. At first when I saw it, I thought maybe it was a fishing game, but I guess maybe it's actually a seafood preparation, like a cooking game. let's take a look at the back. No, it's just more fish, and there's no description. So I guess you'd have to look this one up to see what the game itself is actually about, but let's see what it's worth first. Okay, yeah, unsurprisingly, not the most valuable. Last one sold for 40 bucks plus shipping, but I'm really curious to know, I wonder if the description here will tell me what this game is about. I'm so intrigued. A third-person action game in which you establish a party of up to 6 fish/crustaceans, exploring a vast ocean and battling with various forms of marine life. Oh my gosh. This sounds incredible. Almost makes me wish I hadn't sold my PlayStation 4 back in like May. By the way, if there's a Switch version of that seafood game, I want it. Definitely send me a DM if you have it, and I'll trade you something. All right, we're coming kind of into this home stretch here. We have 4 more PlayStation ones and just 1 more PSVR game to open. So let's get it started with this guy right here. We have Future Unfolding. This art looks like it was painted. I have to say, I really like indie games that have a high emphasis on like the game art. That just really appeals to me. Yeah, no description or anything on the back, but let's see what the value ends up being on this guy. Okay, so it looks like not a super valuable game here, 25 to 30 bucks or so on eBay. But I gotta say, if I did have a PS4, this is definitely a title that I would probably want to play just looking at the cover. I briefly did look it up. It said that it's an action-adventure game with a focus on exploration, and I really like games like that. So who knows, maybe I'll end up keeping this until I do have a PS4 again. All right, our 14th game here, ready to be opened up. It is Nex Machina Death Machine. Oh, and also a cool like mosaic art kind of trading card there. All right, Nex Machina looks like about 35 to 45. One sold for 50. Looks like this art actually goes for a little bit more, specifically, you know, $40 to $60 game here, Nex Machina. This one doesn't look like one that I would probably be all that interested in, but nonetheless, not a bad value. All right, time for our final PSVR title, then we'll have 2 more PlayStation 4 ones to go. We have Volume. Is there another part to that title? I need to open it up and see. And then also the trading card just says Revenant Saga. Never heard of that, have to be honest. Nope, looks like Volume was the entire title. A little tagline there, Pure Stealth. And it looks like there are some listed of this game for 45 sold. The only sold that I'm seeing for this UPC is $31 plus shipping, so not the best value, but one thing that I have definitely been pleasantly surprised about with all these boxes is I definitely would have expected to get like a few doubles by now, but it seems like the pool of games that they're drawing from for these mystery boxes is really good, unless maybe they had some way of like when they were packing it up, maybe like with really large orders, they try to get more diversity in there. I'm not really sure, but I definitely would have expected to get at least 1 double by now. The fact that we haven't is pretty sweet. All right, second to last blind box game here. We have Stealth Inc. A Clone in the Dark Ultimate Edition. So another stealth game. That's kind of interesting. Then a couple of anime girls on the trading card. For some reason I feel like I recognize the cover art of this. I've definitely never played it though. Okay, that's interesting. I take it back. I thought that this like little game number on the side here was like the number in the series that it was, but this actually doesn't match up. This says limited run 26, if you guys can see that. But on the side here, it says limited run dash PlayStation 15. So I don't really know. I don't know what the deal is with the discrepancy between those. Either way, looks like this is not a super valuable. Ooh, yeah, there's a brand new sealed one of these listed for $17.99 plus shipping. So this is not a valuable game, but maybe it's really fun to play, who knows. And finally, folks, we have what will be the last, and I'm sure the best, limited run blind box game of the video. Thanks a bunch, by the way, for supporting this video by watching it all the way to the end. That definitely helps with the algorithm metrics and everything. All right, how much is this game going to be worth? I think, well, if it's the best, it has to be like a $200 limited run game, maybe a 001. What is it? It is Darius Burst CS Chronicle Saviors. Ooh, and an angry smoking, some sort of a hospital nurse or something like that in a white gown. So this one, just from the cover, looks like maybe a top-down shooter. Yeah, oh cool, this one actually does have a description on the background. Burst, infinite space, a new legend is born. The legendary series beloved by shoot 'em up fans has been reborn for modern players. That sounds like surely it's gotta be top dollar game right here. We have some listed. Oh, hold up. It actually does have decent value. Let's go. So some listed right now for like 85, it looks like, is the lowest. So let's see what the heck they have been selling for. 80 bucks. 75 bucks. Okay. So a solid like 80 or so dollar game here. Darius Burst sealed. I will definitely take that as an ending note. Anyways, folks, with that, and now that we have enough plastic wrap littering my desk to stuff a mattress with, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And until next time, I will catch you guys on the flip.